I'd like to welcome you guys to the AFC podcast. We're here to talk about this little baby right here, and I call her a baby. She's only 8 years old, and she can't speak for herself, nor can she defend herself against her caretakers. That is why it is the utmost importance for the caretakers to do right by these children, and I believe that there are some entities that have failed this little girl. I know a lot of people might not agree with my views, but until you can prove me wrong, I'm just saying. But this came out of Bakersville, California. And they've arrested a man who was originally on the loose. They didn't know where he was. But thanks to somebody who saw something and said something, reported this asshole on my screen right here, they've arrested this man for allegedly killing his girlfriend's daughter. I repeat, his girlfriend's daughter. Hashtag mom's boyfriend. Shout out to mom's boyfriend, thewebsite.com. Apparently, this is going to continue to keep being a theme. Mom's boyfriend killed this little girl, and she died after she succumbed to her injuries at a local hospital. Now, y'all are going to see some pictures of her. Beautiful little girl. This dude's name is Clint Mason, who is 38 years old. That means he is about a year older than me. He is accused of killing the 8-year-old girl that you guys saw on my screen. Let me get his disgusting face off of my screen. Makes me want to slap my computer. That little girl that you see right there, that's 8-year-old Ger'Mya Alexander. Her name is a little bit of a tongue twister, but it's Ger'Mya. I almost want to call her Maya, but it's Ger'Mya. I'm going to put some respect on her name. 8 years old, and this man allegedly admitted to assaulting her with a belt, a metal cane, and his hands multiple times over several hours. I repeat, over several hours, until she was covered with injuries. And that's according to court documents filed with the Kern County Superior Court. Clint Mason admitted to assaulting Ger'Mya Alexander on March the 18th in an attempt to get her to complete household chores because she didn't finish her homework. After he beat this baby up for not doing her homework, that baby right there, he then put her in the bedroom for the night. Hashtag, where the fuck is mom? How does he have this much access to a child that does not belong to him? And mom is nowhere to be found. So this little girl had all kinds of opportunities to be beat up, or maybe even worse. Bakersville Police Department said there were obvious signs of trauma, and Ger'Mya Alexander was not breathing when police arrived at the apartment. Instead of seeking medical attention for the child after the assault, the boyfriend Mason reportedly told police he took her to the bedroom for the night. The document said he allegedly found her unresponsive later that night. The document said that the boyfriend Mason told the girl's mother about what he did, and then he ran his ass away from Bakersville to Los Angeles, to LA, instead of reporting the incident. Other children witnessed the assault, according to the report. How about that? So that means that there were other children there. Guys, do y'all hear me? That means that there are going to be witnesses, and that means that they probably had other kids there. And I think one of them might have actually been his own kid that watched him beat this baby up, who was definitely not his kid. Reportedly, on the right-hand side of the screen, Ger'Mya's mom, who is 33-year-old Amber Fisher, went to work that morning, leaving her daughter in the care of her boyfriend, 38-year-old Clint Mason, her old beloved thug. According to some news sources, Clint is the father of Amber Fisher's youngest child. Family members know that this dude was violent. So if the mom know that this dude was violent and she left her kid around a violent dude, then to me, the mom is also guilty of allowing her daughter to be in this situation. Do you agree or do you disagree? And he faces 3 felony charges, including first-degree murder, which y'all know as either life in prison or a death sentence if you get convicted, torture, and willful cruelty to a child. He's being held in the Lerdo Justice Facility without bail. No bail. What's really concerning me is the charges against him leave so much up in the air as to what he may have done to this sweet little girl. There's no charge of battery, which leads me to believe that police don't think that he beat or bludgeoned her. So, what the fuck did he actually do? According to true crime vlogger Casey Renee on YouTube, shout out to her, Amber's family has stated that she and Clint had a volatile relationship and that he had violent tendencies. Reportedly, the police had gotten involved in the past, possibly responding to a domestic situation, although it appears no charges were ever filed. Now, a family member who set up a GoFundMe page, of course, why have insurance when you have benevolent white people in your corner and you just put up a GoFundMe for $30,000, $50,000, $100,000 and you're going to get money from some random white people, right? So why have insurance? Why have life insurance? Kids apparently don't need life insurance. So if this little girl was all of these amazing, precious things like the family says, then why can't their family and their community and their church and their people, their inside circle, why can't they just raise the money? Forgive me for asking questions that make sense. Let's go ahead and give you guys the fair usage and let you take a look at the news videos. And there's a small interview that I want you guys to hear. Let's get it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
Welcome back, 17 Crime Watch tonight. The search is over this hour as police have arrested a man accused of killing his girlfriend's daughter early Wednesday morning in Bakersfield. Clint Mason was arrested near Los Angeles this morning. Officers brought him back to Bakersfield where he's facing a murder charge. Bakersfield police say officers found Mason at a Motel 6 in Inglewood this morning. They say they took him into custody without incident. The victim has been identified as 8-year-old Ger'Mya Alexander. On Wednesday morning, officers found Ger'Mya not breathing at an apartment complex on San Dimas Street. First responders later pronounced her dead after rushing her to a local hospital. Family members tell us Mason is the boyfriend of the girl's mother. The family started a GoFundMe page asking for help with funeral expenses. We've included a link to that GoFundMe account on our website, kget.com. Search is on for the man accused in the death of an 8-year-old girl in central Bakersfield tonight. 17's Nicole Gitsky joining us live from where that child was found. Nicole, good evening.
Good evening, Jim. Well, just before 6 this morning, officers received reports of an 8-year-old girl not breathing at an apartment on San Dimas Street, just south of Highway 178. When emergency personnel arrived on scene, they found the girl had obvious signs of trauma. They rushed her to the hospital where she died. Police are looking for what led to the death of an 8-year-old Wednesday morning. Officers responded to a residence along San Dimas Street around 5:44 a.m. where they found a young girl with no sign of life. Emergency personnel started life-saving efforts, but at the hospital, she died.
I got a phone call this morning from someone stating that my niece Maya was unresponsive at her mom's house and to get to the hospital. So I got in my car and proceeded to go to Memorial Hospital. That's when we find out that she was deceased.
At this time, officers are looking for this man, Clint Mason, on suspicion of murder.
An arrest warrant was obtained for Mason for homicide, and efforts are being made right now to locate Mason.
Mason is the victim's mother's boyfriend who shares one child together. The family describes him as a violent man.
Very negative person, very violent person. We've had altercations with him before and had to call the police because he's a very violent individual.
Mason was last seen wearing a black hooded sweatshirt, and he walks with a limp. He is described as African American, 38 years old, 6 feet 2 inches tall, and 235 pounds. According to BPD, Mason was last seen on foot in the area of the homicide and does not currently own a vehicle. He has family in the Los Angeles area and may be attempting to return there. Well, this is still an ongoing investigation, and anyone with any information is asked to call BPD at 661-327-7111. Reporting in Central Bakersfield, Nicole Gitsky, 17 News.
The mom is at home and the mom is safe and she should be in jail. And I think that we've explained that pretty clear of why she should be in jail, because of the fact that she knew this man was violent. She chose to be in a relationship with this man. And knowing that it's a dangerous situation, you bring your kids around this and you procreate with a man like this. You're intentionally putting your children inside of what I like to call the nigga zoo. You put your children around a nigga lion, and that nigga lion mauled up and killed your baby. That's the nigga lion in the nigga zoo. And I think that what we have to do is we have to start disassociating ourselves from the trash of our community like that dude. That dude does not represent black people. Now, why couldn't this mother do the same for her kid and her other kids is beyond me. But you know why she did it? Because of her own selfish thoughts and desires. The mom wanted to get her some sexual desire at the behest of her own kid. And mom, if you're listening, I hope it was worth it. Because this baby is now in heaven. You'll never be able to see her again. And she will never be able to be harmed by another one of your shitty ass boyfriends. I think the mom needs to be investigated. She needs to have her other kids taken. And she doesn't need to be able to produce any more kids. This baby right here deserved better. She had such an innocent smile. She seemed to be a very loving young lady. And the fact that they said that she loved being in church and she loved to pray, to me, that meant that she also had an amazing spirit as well. And I just really wish she was in the hands of people that actually loved her. But because the mom had legal custody, she legally was able to do whatever she wanted to do, which robbed everybody else of a chance to be able to save this baby. Because if somebody could have saved her, I can guarantee you they would have, okay? So let's go ahead and wrap it up like that before I say something that's going to get me in further trouble. This is your boy DJ Just J. We're the AFC, where we advocate for children first. That's what the shirt means. AFC means advocate for children first. And I thank all of you guys. I thank all of our channel members, all of our patrons, everybody who likes, shares, and subscribe to this story. Let's continue to speak for these babies. Let's give them a voice, okay? From my heart to yours. I love you guys. We'll see you guys on the next show, okay? Peace.